Good morning guys. I-discuss ko ngayon ang Q1 Week 4 ng inyong module. Okay? Properties of operation on the sets of integer. Ito yung title ng module number 4 nyo. Okay? There are 6 properties of operation on the set of integers. Ano-ano nga ba to? Isa-isahin natin itong 6 na to. Una, closure properties. Pangalawa, commutative property. Pangatlo, associative property. Pang-apat, distributive property. Pang-lima, identity property. Pang-anim, inverse property. Ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng bawat isa? At papaano siya na-apply sa fundamental operation on integers? Una, ang closure property. Kung babasahin nyo dun sa inyong module, nakalagay dyan, two integers that are added and multiplied remain as integers. The set of integers goes under addition and multiplication. Okay? Actually, pati subtraction, kaya lang hindi ito applicable sa division. Kung titingnan sa symbol, if A or B is an element of C, then A plus B is an element of Z. And A times B is an element of C. Pag ibig sabihin, pag nag-add ka or nag-multiply, ang kalalabasan pa rin ito ay isang element na magagaling dun sa set of integer. Kung ang tanong ay integer, kung nag-add ka, yung mga addends mo ay integer, or multiplier and multiplicand mo ay integer, ay ang answer nito ay integer pa din. Okay? So, yung Z natin, sa mga nakaraang module, ang Z is a set of integers. Okay? So, hindi lang to applicable sa division kasi hindi lahat ng pagkakataon na pag nag-divide ka ay integer pa rin ang lalabas. Katulad ng 3 divided by 4 or 2 divided by 5, 1 divided by 8 ay integer pa rin ang lalabas. So, pag ganito mga proper fraction or ganong tanong, ang lalabas ay rational numbers na. So, mga tinatawag nating fractions. Next is commutative property or commutative properties. Commutative property ito para lang sa addition and multiplication. So, yung order niya kasi, kahit bali-balik na rin mo siya, kung ano man yung order niya, ay hindi nakaka-apekto dun sa resulta o dun sa sagot. Halimbawa, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. Kung baliktarin mo naman yung 2 plus 3, magiging 3 plus 2. The same pa rin yung makukuha mong result. Ganun din sa multiplication. So, pag binaligtad mo, yung 4 times 5, at ginawa mong 5 times 4, pareho pa rin yung resulta makukuha mo. Hindi nga lang to applicable sa subtraction at sa division, kasi nag-iiba siya ng sagot. So, halimbawa, for 10 divided by 5 ay 2. Pag binaligtad mo siya, magiging 5 divided by 10, hindi na 2 ang makukuha mo, kundi 1/2 na. So, nag-iiba. So, applicable lang ang commutative property para sa addition and multiplication. Hindi rin siya applicable sa subtraction kasi nag-iiba na yung sagot niya. Halimbawa, negative 2 minus 2 is equals to negative 4. Ngayon, kung baliktarin mo siya, 2 minus negative 2, ang mangyayari, ang magiging sagot mo na ay positive 4. So, hindi siya applicable dun sa dalawa. Next property is associative property. So, yung ang kaibahan niya doon sa commutative ay may groupings to, ano? So, yung pagbabago ng groupings of the number in the addition or multiplication ay hindi magkaka-apekto doon sa resulta, ano? So, associative property of addition states that, ano, A plus the quantity of B plus C is equals the quantity of A plus B plus C. So, kung i-apply natin sa number, 3 plus the quantity of 4 plus 5 is equals to 3, the quantity of 3 plus 4 plus 5. So, pareho pa rin yung makukuha mong resulta na 12. Ganon din sa multiplication. Sa multiplication, yung associative property niya, so yung quantity of 2 times 3 times 4 is equals to 2 times the quantity of 3 times 4. Okay? So, in symbols, A, B, or A times B is equal, times C is equals to A times B times C. So, yung association niya, hindi nakaka-apekto doon sa resulta niya. The same pa rin yung makukuha mong sagot, which is 24. Okay? So, distributive property over addition. Ano? So, yung distributive property, multiplication distributes over addition. Okay? So, yung A times the quantity of B plus C is equals to A times B plus A times C. Or, in an example, 3 times the quantity of 2 plus 5 is equals to 3 times 2 plus 3 times 5, which is equals to, tama. Ang makukuha mong sagot is 21. Okay? Identity property. So, identity property, mayroon tayong dalawang klase. Ito ang additive identity property at multiplicative identity property. So, pag sinabing identity property, sa addition, there exists a unique number such 0 that 0 preserves identities under addition. So, ibig sabihin, yung identity property ng addition that makes the answer identical is to the given number is 0. Ano, kahit anong number kasi ang i-add mo sa 0 ay yung number pa rin ang makukuha mong sagot. In other words, adding 0 to a number does not change its value. While sa multiplicative identity property, merong isang unique number which is 1 that preserve the identities under multiplication. So, in other words, multiplying a number by 1 does not change the value of the number. So, yan yung dalawang identity property natin, yung additive identity property at multiplicative identity property. Tuloy tayo. Next property is inverse property. So, meron tayong dalawang klase ng inverse property. So, yung additive inverse property at yung multiplicative inverse property. So, yung additive inverse property, katulad nung module number 3, na nabanggit na ito doon, yung opposite number, ano? Wherein, kung yung 4, ang inverse property niya, o yung additive inverse niya, is negative 4. So, pag pinagsama mo yung dalawang number, 4 plus negative 4 is equals to 0. Pag yun ang isang property ng integer. So, yung additive inverse property. While multiplicative inverse property naman, for each real number, A, there exists a unique real number 1 over A, such as product is 1. So in short, kung ang isang number, halimbawa 5, ang kanyang multiplicative inverse is yung kanyang reciprocal, which is 1 over 5. So pag minultiply mo silang dalawa, 5 times 1 over 5 is equals to 1. So ang multiplicative inverse sa multiplication is yung reciprocal ng number. Ngayon, subukan nyo namang alamin kung ano yung mga property of real numbers or set of integers that justifies each statement. Number 1, 0 plus negative 3 is equals to negative 3. Okay, tama kayo. Ang sagot is additive identity property. Pangalawa, tama. It is distributive property. Pangatlo, ito naman ay commutative property. Pang-apat, ito ay multiplicative identity property. Number 5, tama, ito ay multiplicative inverse property. Number 6, ito naman ay associative property. Number 7, ito ay additive inverse property. Number 8, tama kayo. Ito ay commutative property. Number 9, ito ay multiplicative identity property. Panghuli, number 10, tama, ito ay distributive property. Okay? So, yun yung first part nung module 4 nyo, no? Quarter 1, week 4, no? At bahagi pa rin ng quarter 1, week 4 module is yung pangalawang lesson niya. Ano ba to? Rational numbers and decimal. Paano ba mag-convert ng rational number into decimal or fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction. Kaya ang essential question natin dito, how can you convert a rational number to a decimal and vice versa? Tandaan natin ang rational number is a number that can be written as a ratio of two integers. Neither number can be 0. Example, 4 over 7 is a ratio. And 0.37 is a rational number because it can be written as 37 over 100, which is a ratio or fraction. Both are examples of rational numbers. Okay? So, pag yan nakikita natin, ang tawag natin dyan, karaniwan, ay fraction at decimals. So, equivalent forms. Bakit sila tinawag na equivalent in forms? So, kasi pwede mong yung fraction ay maging decimal at yung decimal number ay maging fraction. So, decimal and fraction to decimal. So, paano nga ba ito ginagawa? Okay. To change fraction to decimal, divide your numerator, o yung nasa ibabaw na number, by your denominator, o yung nasa ilalim na number. Example, 2 over 5. Answer would be 0.4. Kung 3 over 6 naman, is 0.5. At kung 4 over 5 naman, it will become 0.8. So, tandaan lang natin na sa paglalagay o pag-convert ng fraction sa decimal, lagi natin isa lang alang yung mga rules ng division. To change decimal to fraction naman, so, gagawin lang natin, kukunin natin yung numerical part, o yung top number natin, from the given, and place it over 100. So, halimbawa, 0.25 becomes 25 over 100. Siyempre, kailangan nating tandaan, although yung ayos natin ay nakalagay na sa fraction, kailangan nating tandaan na ang sagot natin dapat ay mai-reduce sa lowest term. So, yung 25 over 100, ang magiging final answer niya is 1/4. Paano naman yung 0.17? So, it will become 17 over 100. How about 0.36? Paano naman natin siya i-convert into fraction? Kalalabasan niya ay 9 over 25. So, kailangan kasi nating i-reduce to lowest term yung 36 over 100, which is both numerator and denominator can be divided by 4. So 36 divided by 4 is 9, and 100 divided by 4 is 25. And lastly, yung 0.75, so 75 over 100, reduced to lowest term, it will become 3/4. So, ganun lang pagko-convert ng decimal to fraction. Napakadali lang, di ba? So, kung medyo nakalimutan na ninyo kung paano mag-convert, ito yung isang refresher lesson, ano? So, divide the numerator by denominator by placing the numerator inside the division symbol. So, ito yung magiging dividend at ang ating divisor is 8. So, 5 divided by 8 cannot be. So, maglalagay ka ng decimal point after 5, which is reflected to the quotient sa taas. So, magiging point doon sa taas siya. At this time, pwede ka na mag-add ng 0. So, it will become 50. 50 divided by 8 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. 50 minus 48 is equals to 2. Then, since meron na siyang decimal point, pwede ka na mag-add ng zeros hanggang matapos nyo at ma-reach mo yung remainder na desired remainder, which is commonly 0 ang hinahanap natin. Okay? So, in this case, meron tayong 0.625, and this type of decimal is tinatawag nating terminating decimal, and still an example of rational number. So, 3 divided by 10, so 3 divided by 10 is 0 or cannot be. So, mag-add ka ng decimal point, so which is also reflected do sa quotient mo. So, pag may decimal point ka na, pwede ka nang magdagdag ng 0 ng paulit-ulit. So, but in this case, kung mapapansin nyo, ay repeating. Ano? Paulit-ulit na siyang 9999. So, ito ay isang halimbawa ng tinatawag nating repeating decimals. So, it can be written as 0.333 na may tatlong tuldok sa dulo, or it can be written as 0.3 na may vinculum sa taas. Pag mixed number naman, turning into decimal, so meron tayong dalawang simpleng steps. Ang convert mo lang dito yung fractional part to decimal. So divide the numerator by denominator and add the decimal number to the whole number part of the mixed number. So a mixed number is a whole number plus a fraction. To find the decimal form of a fraction, just divide the numerator by the denominator using long division, then add the decimal number to the whole number. Example, convert the mixed number 7 and 1/4 to decimal. So una, convert mo muna yung fraction to a decimal. So 1 divided by 4 is equals to 0.25. And add 0.25 to the whole number 7. So 7 plus 0.25 will become 7.25. Note that this solution works even if the fraction part of the mixed number is an improper fraction. Kailangan lang nating tandaan. Tandaan natin, the rational number can be written as ratio of two integers. Neither number can be 0. Okay? So, tandaan lang natin, yung ating numerator and denominator hindi dapat 0. Or neither one of them. Pag sinabing neither, kahit alin sa kanila, hindi dapat maging 0. A rational number that is terminating decimal means it ends. So, may katapusan siya, katulad ng 0.625 natin kanina, from fraction na 5/8. When dividing the number, the remainder is 0. So, pag nakuha natin ay 0, matik, yan ay terminating decimal. Kung ito naman ay paulit-ulit at keeps going and going, paulit-ulit na yung number na lumalabas, ang tawag natin sa rational number na to is, so pag paulit-ulit yung number na lumalabas sa ating division, sa ating quotient, ay tinatawag natin to repeating decimal. For classwork, gumamit kayo ng long division to find the equivalent decimal from each fraction. The second part, so gaghanapin nyo naman yung corresponding fraction from each decimal form. Good luck!